afternoon. My name is Scott Rutler, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead.
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看今天的直击美股，我是主持人张舒，在纽约向您问好。周二美股收高，我们看到在昨天意大利公投之后，很多的观众朋友们都很担心市场会否会承压，但是今天市场用一个非常明确的态度告诉了大家，这样子担心是没有必要的。包括像欧洲市场以及欧洲的银行，比如说像德意志，今天都有非常不错的表现。而在美国市场方面，我们看到今天罗素2000小盘股是回到了之前那个旧日高点，而包括像银行业板块也是持续的在领涨着整体的市场。这主要还是受利于特朗普当选之后，他的一个政策上的承诺会加大基础设施建设，并且会减税，并且会减少对于银行的监管。而这一系列也是使得这两个板块到目前为止受利非常之多。另外一方面，我们看到今天也有一系列利好的经济数据发布，其中发布的包括了像美国第3季度的一个生产率增长3.1%，非常不错的数字。尽管美国的一个贸易逆差是扩大至了426亿美元，但是10月份的工厂订单是上涨了2.1%，这也是使得大家对整体的一个市场还是比较有信心的。对于12月的一个美国加息，到目前为止大家依然是在密切的关注着，包括像芝加哥商品交易所的一个联储观察工具显示，12月加息的可能性是高达90%。而对于下一周即将进行的这个美联储的加息呢，大家非常的关注。但除此之外，本周四欧洲央行还将进行它的货币政策的一个声明，而这也是使得大家希望找出更多的线索，欧洲央行会否在未来增加它的量宽的一个规模。好的，更多的消息让我们来看一下今天的交易员访谈。US stocks traded higher today, and I think the post-election narrative is still in pace. So how do you think about it?
Well, we talked yesterday about how the small caps bounced back. We talked about how the S&P, held above the 21-day, and banks are acting well, so the trends are still intact. And if you look here at the chart of the S&P cash, which we go over a lot, and we try and give you guys situations to just compare to. Wow, remember this double bottom back here, and when it took out resistance and held above it, doesn't that look a little bit like this, except for no double bottom? But this was post-Brexit. This was after. Then it took out this resistance and made new highs. Here is your election decline, your election bounce, took out the descending trend line, now right back to highs. Okay, we did come back and retest prior highs, which sometimes happens, and now it looks as if we are going to be making new highs. So you have to be involved when things are acting well, and right now we've been above the 8 and 21-day pretty much since 2145 in the S&P cash. That's about 60 handles ago. And if you look at the Russell, the small caps, which we talked about me being long as of Friday. Why was I long on Friday? Because it came back and retested this peak, and now this is a new high. So we're seeing very healthy action across the board. You just have to pick and choose your spots.
As you mentioned, Russell back to old highs. I think financials is another leader in the market. And yesterday you mentioned that European banks react positively to the results from an Italian referendum, and also Deutsche Bank has this good rally. How do you think about financials?
Well, now the European financials are acting well too. And if you recall, we talked about Europe playing catch up and how that could be a tailwind, meaning good for the overall U.S. markets. And why is that? Look at the EWG, something that I talked about on Twitter being long. Why was I long the EWG? Because it's a proxy for Europe or Germany, and I figured, okay, maybe it plays some catch-up. It has done absolutely nothing while we just had a big, multi-percentage rally. So what did we get here? In the EWG, you had a nice gap up, and new gaps that don't get filled sometimes start big rallies. So this is 2 days up. We'll see what happens here tomorrow, but we talked about Deutsche Bank yesterday, which was a very sore spot for Europe, and all of a sudden, boom, you see the descending trend line broken a few times here. This one was broken right here, and then we talked about it waking up yesterday, even with the Italian referendum. Now look, I think Deutsche Bank has, probably a home somewhere closer to 20, maybe even before the end of this year. And if you look at our banks, JP Morgan, best in breed, wow, look at the size of that move. Big time breakout going across, which you always want to play a nice breakout. Then it actually consolidated, held the 8-day. Look, the 8-day moving average. The 21-day, what do? We are long above the 8 and 21-day moving average, then gave you another move. When it gets extended from it, what do? We just don't chase. And here was your first move. If you didn't chase here, you could have bought in here for another move, and now at this point I wouldn't chase, but I wouldn't fight the move in the financials because it's making a lot of people a lot of money on the long side.
On the other hand, the tech sector is acting well, and you mentioned that high beta tech names have some more opportunities today. So how do you read into that?
Well, this is in leading, but there is selective opportunities, so you have to be very careful. So in my note, I usually list 6, 7 of them with a bunch of different types of scenarios if they pan out. Look at Netflix. Netflix, almost back to highs. Very different than some of the other names. Why is it different than the other names? Because look, you had an earnings gap up. It held the majority of it. Then what did it do? It took back the 8-21 day and broke out today. So this does seem like it could hit weekly highs above all the moving averages. But then if you look at something like Amazon, which still great company, but at this point, you know what? I was long yesterday because it took out this prior high. I sold a little bit today because it doesn't look like Netflix, but we'll see if there's room to go here. So you can pick and choose your spots in high beta tech, and as long as it's not really pressured, it probably is not a headwind for the markets. You just have to be very selective.
好的，今天的节目就是这样子，感谢您的收看，我们明天再见。